Good morning, Rudo family. Today we're rated 1597 in puzzles. So let's see what we can do. Looking at probably checkmating. First thing I'm seeing is, well, let's assess the board as we should do. We have a queen and a bishop. Our opponent has a queen and a bishop, and they're up 2 rooks. But I think we can push for checkmate here. What I'm seeing is at least winning a rook. If we go queen to d2, then the rook is pinned. King has to move. That would be a bad spot for the king, because then we can just take the rook. But I think the idea is they might go here. Regardless, that would be checkmate too pretty quickly, because if we would just go down. So king probably goes here or here. Regardless, we win the rook with a bishop for sure. I think. Oh, that's not the way. Oh, we're protected if we do this. Darn. So what was wrong with the way we did it? We put him in check. I don't see what the big problem is here. I guess, oh, he can just do more damage? Well, we started off on the wrong foot. Okay. Black to move. This is the H file. We have 2 rooks, and so does our opponent. But our opponent is about to, they're pretty close to promoting. And they can really screw up our back rank here. Our 7th row. So this rook is pretty tied up. First thing I'm looking at is rook to h5. That's what I see. King can move. Man, it's not easy. I want to push this pawn up, but the king can really mess us up. Ah, it's not the idea. What is the idea? Surely we don't take. Do we trade rooks this way? No. Move the king up? No. Oh, I didn't see this. Oh my gosh, that was an easy one. I was just thinking this guy was locked up. That was my... It's okay, we're amateurs. Black to move. Okay. So we have a queen and a rook, and our opponent has a queen and a rook and a knight. I see some good stuff already. This looks like immediate checkmate. White to move. Hey. We have a queen and 2 rooks, and so does our opponent. Probably thinking checkmate here. We have really good potential with all the stuff we've got. I think we just have to figure out the right order to do this in. They have a triple battery, or however you want to call it, but that's pretty crazy right there. Yeah, so we should be able to checkmate, because the king is locked away in a tomb. Nearly. So if we go e8 with our rook, he takes. None of this looks appealing. We just give away our rooks. Oh, I see it. We can do this. Well, I see something. F7 is actually safe because the queen's protected by the rook. So if we go f7 with the queen, the king moves back. And then really that's checkmate. Still protected. Alright, solved. White to move. I think I'm not so sure we're looking at checkmate here. I'm seeing a couple of things. I mean, that's a... We don't have... Our bishop isn't out for this. King is quite open. Are we supposed to win something? That's what I don't know. What's the best move here? We're probably going to mess this one up just because of this. Okay, I like this. We have all of our pieces, basically, except for we're each missing a pawn. Okay, we can win a pawn, because we can put him... This is a pretty easy thing I'm looking at. We put him in check, and then... Oops, he puts a pawn, he kicks our king, but queen, but it really doesn't kick our queen because we take a free pawn. Right here. That's my idea. And we win a rook. Nice. Yeah, that was great. That was good. To be able to win a rook like that, that's good. Okay, white to move. We each have a rook. Our opponent has 2 pawns. Our pawn is pinned, so we cannot take it because it would put us in check. We can't really move our king. I mean, we can do it there, but then this pawn can take. So we need a forcing move like this right here. Yeah, and then we can take. Oh no, we wouldn't be able to. We'd be able to take with the king. Let's just do our obvious one. Okay, we can't push our pawn. We could take this pawn. I think we take this pawn. Because if we take this pawn, he takes, and then we're kind of screwed. Do we go up to a8 and push him back down? That's the big question. We either take with our king. Yeah, then he's down a rook. I think we take with our king, yeah. And then we take his rook. Okay. Black to move. We got a queen and a rook. And so does our opponent. So this is h8. I gotta remember that. Trying to learn the board as I go. This would be, without looking, this would be c2. Yeah, okay, I looked at the 2 real quick. Alright. I'm thinking probably we're checkmating here, maybe. I don't know, maybe we just win something. I see a promotion, possibly, if we were to just, like... I don't know. If he were to take, we take. We're looking at promotion pretty soon, but that'd be kind of weird. I don't know what the idea is here. Like, I won't know what the idea is for most of them because we took off the hints. We're just doing this straight puzzles. No handicaps. So we're going to expect a drop in rating. But yeah, we can sacrifice our queen and then win this pawn. But then he could just deliver checkmate pretty soon. Yeah. So that wouldn't be good. Oh, we can actually push this pawn up. If he takes it, we win his queen. We push his pawn up. If he takes our queen, we promote. Yeah. And we win his rook. We effectively won his rook. So what he would probably say is, how can you win my rook? Nice. Sacrifice the queen. Okay, black to move. We have 2 rooks and a knight. Our opponent has 2 rooks, a knight, and a bishop. Rook d2 is off the table because the knight's defending. We can do knight to h3, but I don't see how that really helps much. Rook h2. Bottom file is covered. This would mean this whole file is covered. So the king would have to retreat here or here. And then we can it gets kind of rough. We could maneuver the knight if he's over here, and then that's should be checkmates. Not even, because then he could take our rook. So I'm not seeing much ideas there. We could go here and maybe do a ladder. So let's see. Rook h2. Let's say the king retreats to g1. Then we can use this rook. Wait. We can move rook g2. King has to retreat here. It's our rook's defended by the knight. And then that's when we deliver checkmate with this rook h3. But if we go rook h2 and king goes to e1, what do we do? Bishop is looking down this whole diagonal right here. So if rook h2, king e1, that's where it gets tricky. Oh, we can also deliver checkmate almost with rook e2, defended by the knight. Then he goes here, or he can't go here or here. He can't take. He could go back here. That's the one problem. Oh, he can't because we're there. Rook is here. And so that's, yeah, rook h2, depending on where he goes. Okay, he went there. So what did we say we were going to do? g2, and then a ladder technique or whatever. You know, the h, just looking down the h and g files, right? So put him in check again. And then ladder technique, right? Put him in checkmate. So the knight really upheld those rooks in this one. And see, if the king were to go here, we'd still have checkmate. It might even be a faster checkmate, because he would be here, and then we would go here. Yeah. So he survived an extra turn, I guess. That was cool. Okay. h8. King is on h8. We're playing as black. We have a queen and 2 rooks. Our opponent has queen, 2 rooks, and 2 minor pieces. We're probably looking at checkmate here. First thing that stands out to me is queen. Oh, nope. Oh, never mind. Of course, we can't just take this rook on f1 because the knight. I'd like to go queen to g4, but the pawn would take. Ooh. Okay. If we're not doing forcing moves, then this rook has to kind of stay to defend, I think. Oh, I didn't see this right here. So queen to e2, it's defended. King has to go here. This is almost checkmate. But you know what? This probably would be checkmate. Nope, nope, nope. Actually, sacrifice the queen. Deliver checkmate with the rook. So I'm thinking queen e2 attacks the king. King has to go to c1, and the queen, of course, is defended by the pawn, so the king can't take. And then rook. Oh no. Since it's also defended by the rook, queen can go e1, and then he'll take with the rook, and then we'll use our rook to deliver checkmate, because at this point, once the king is here and our rook is here and his rook is not here, he can't go here because of the pawn, and he can't go forward more. So and he won't be able to go here or anything, or take, because he'll already be over here. So yeah, that's the idea. Queen e2, queen e1, rook e1. A brilliant sacrifice. Beautiful. Okay, white to move. We have a queen, and our opponent has 2 rooks and a queen. Unfortunately for our opponent, this... Oh, no, never mind. This is a tricky one. This looks like checkmate, but then he has the queen on that diagonal. So yeah, queen h7 looks good, but it's not. So really, it doesn't look good. Queen g7? Maybe, but he could just take. So no. This may be something where we just try... Oh, I already see checkmate, and it's queen takes on f6. Yeah, and then this is not a problem because we're defended by our king, so we just take the rook. White to move. We have a queen, a rook, and 3 minor pieces. Our opponent has a queen, a rook, and 3 minor pieces as well. We've got 2 knights, they've got 2 bishops. We could take a bishop. It's a trade. Queen goes up. Maybe there's a way we can win the queen. This may be one of those things where it's just like, hey, win the queen. I think we take. He takes. We put him in check. That's something I'm looking at. We take. He takes. We get rid of that pesky bishop, and then we check him, which is a forcing move. Forcing moves are always, almost always the idea, it seems, in puzzles. Not always, but forcing moves, yeah. Those are good. I think this would be super passive, just kind of, oh, look, I'm attacking your queen, and you can just go there, and then my knight's not defended, you know, it would just be, I don't know. I don't think that's the idea there. Could activate our bishop, but our bishop's kind of not active enough for this puzzle, I think. I really think taking this bishop and getting this out of the way opens up too many possibilities for our queen to really not be the puzzle. Check, we win the knight. So we can win the knight, or we can go up here and put him in another check. But then we lose our opportunity to win the knight. So I think we just win the knight, yeah. So this turned into a game of like... David here probably would have said, hey, what can you do to win material? Let's check. He probably... His prompt was probably like, look carefully, how can you win material? Let's see, show puzzle goals. Okay, you're in a critical position. Find a way to win my knight. Yeah, we could do that. We could look at that because we already figured out the puzzle on our own. Nice. Black to move. Okay, we have a bishop and a knight, and our opponent has 2 knights, a bishop, and a rook. This is probably a checkmate situation, and I think it's a knight to h3 because then we're putting him in check. We're blocking this square, and our bishop has the rest. Knight h3 is checkmate. Black to move. All right, we have a queen, 2 rooks, 2 knights, and a bishop. Our opponent has queen, 2 rooks, 2 bishops, and a knight. So we're pretty much, we're about even. This is probably not a checkmating. Probably not a checkmating thing here. Probably just going to end up winning material. It looks very complex, especially with me not knowing what we're going to do. It's very complex to me. This pawn blocks this knight pretty well. This looks okay, but too passive. And it just gives away our queen, so that doesn't look okay. I'm looking for discovered attacks at this point. Tactics, right? This is the point. We have to find tactics. Rook is looking up if we can just get rid of all this stuff. Yeah. A lot of stuff happens here if I move this knight. Not good stuff. Not good stuff. I'd like to get rid of this pawn. What is our opponent threatening? Nothing much, really. Immediately. Be a bad idea. Moving this knight. That could be a good idea. Moving this knight to h4. But there has to be an idea behind it. I don't know if we're trying to win a queen or just win a bishop or what. Regardless, we need to put him under attack. Oh my goodness. How did I not see this immediately? How did I not see this? His queen is just under. He blundered his queen. We can take it. Oh, that's a trade. That's actually, it could be a trap. We actually can't. So, of course, we take it. He can take our queen. And then our rook is under attack. And of course, our knight is under attack. We can't just take his rook, so... that's... Let's see, we take his queen. He takes our queen. It's not like we could put him in check. We could... Okay, we could put our rook here. If he takes, we take... Or if he takes, we just put him in check and then take, you know. So I think that might be the idea, is do a queen trade and then take his pawn. Yeah. Wow. What ended up happening? Let's see. He's down 9 points. We're down 9. If we're even, I take a pawn. What was his prompt? What was his goal? You have one path forward here. Calculate carefully. Okay. So yeah, that was surprised it took me that long to see that simple move. Knight takes queen. I mean, that's terrible on my part. When we did the puzzle, we solved it, but it took me too long to see that. That's why we're amateurs. That's okay, we're learning. Alright, first thing I'm seeing is knight threatens queen, but of course that shouldn't be the first thing I'm seeing. First thing I should do is assess the puzzle. We're playing as black. That's h8. So that would be a1. We have a queen and a rook and 2 minor pieces. Our opponent has a queen, 2 rooks, and one minor piece. I see an immediate check. Mate, possibly. He really just has to give up the queen. Maybe he could block with a knight. But, see, our queen has a beautiful diagonal right here. His king is trapped there. And then once we deliver rook a1, He has to do like blocking and defending, and just wouldn't be good for him. So let's try that. Wait, let's calculate the entire thing. What's the best thing our opponent can do after this? Like, what if he just does this? Blocks with the knight. Then we double up. And then we deliver. Oh, no, that would... Yeah, that would be delivering checkmate right there. So yeah, I think we're fine. This is nothing. That is something. That's something. I didn't foresee all of that. So I really like to keep my queen here, because I don't want his king to have an escape. But maybe that's impossible. Maybe the idea is just to win material. So let's calculate for checkmate, see if we can find a checkmate. If not, we'll look at winning material. This is a... that's a losing position. He ends up with a rook. That's not good. King can run. Not good. At this point, why not just trade rooks? But see, then it just seems like even trades. We don't want even trades. I'm kind of thinking we push the knight, even though it's not a forcing move. His queen gets into some trouble. But then what do we do? If all his queen has to do is move, and then we have a totally different situation. Well, then I win the rook. So if we attack his queen, he moves his queen. We win his queen if he moves it somewhere like a trade. Then he takes our rook, but then we're up a queen. If we do the knight attacking his queen and he just takes the rook, of course we take the queen. This is crazy. Dang it, it's not it. Yes, he would do that. But then we still have the idea. He got more points. Was it the obvious one? Yeah. And then what? Oh, I didn't see the queen attacking the rook. I didn't see this. Man, I had to look at the whole puzzle. But then he wins our knight. And then we push our pawn up. I don't know. Okay, we failed that one. That's okay. We need to look more at all of our pieces and what they all do. Black to move. We have a queen, 2 rooks, 3 minor pieces. Our opponent has queen, 2 rooks, and 3 minor pieces. So... doesn't look like anything is super active. Our knight is good. We could take this knight. Pawn comes down. I'm not seeing much of anything. We have check here. That's huge. That's why this is a puzzle, because we have check with queen to h4. What does he do? Is that just it for him? It's very close. We probably have some stuff here. Queen h4. Bishop a6. Is that checkmate? So, let's see. Queen to h4. We're looking down here. If he goes here, it's checkmate with queen f2. So he doesn't want to go there. He can go here, but then we deliver a check. We would deliver a check, and then he could go from there. He could go here. Not here though, because the knight. Oops, knight's going crazy. So he could go here then, and then it would be checkmate with this. So I think the idea is queen h4. Of course, we just take. Yeah, because if he moves here, then we just move here. Nice. All right, white to move. White to move. We each have a rook, and I have an extra pawn. So I think obviously we just take the rook. Oh, we have to be careful of a stalemate. We don't want him to run out of moves. And if we're not careful, like if we just take the rook with our king, it's stalemate because he can't legally move. However, if we take the rook with our rook, he can move to h7. That was the way. And then what happens? He goes h7. We just do things to promote, I guess. Someone else could probably do a better job. Okay, one more. Black to move. We have a queen and a knight, and our opponent has a queen and a bishop. He is threatening checkmate, so we must do a forcing move. What I'm seeing right off the bat is check with knight g3. Opponent has to go here, and then we deliver checkmate, but then he's got that. Knight g3. King e1. Probably just queen g1. King d2. No, I don't like that. Okay, let's see. Knight g3 seems to be the way. King has to move here. I would love to do this, but then his queen can just take our queen, so we can't do that. Once king is on e1, we can move to g1. I like how limited the king's options are. He can go here, but then what do? We want to deliver checkmate, because he can deliver checkmate next move. Oh, we probably have another knight move at that point. We have to be careful. Knight has to be safe and has to be the one to put him in check, because at this point, because he's really threatening. Okay, we win the queen at least. If we go here with the knight, we put him in check, which is forced. That should be forced, and then we win the queen. I think that's the idea. Oh, he just took. Okay. Well, we just take the queen. That was a lot simpler than I thought.